So let us simplify this for 2 marks. The cube roots, okay? Cube roots when there's an exponent of 3 of x cubed, okay? Plus x exponent 0, okay? Now we can see over here that there's a cube root and there's an exponent of 3. What you should take into consideration is that these two are going to cancel each other out. How? This is basically the same as saying x exponent 3 divided by this 3 over here. Okay? And then plus x exponent 0. What you should know is that any number or variable raised to the power of 0, it is 1. So even if you have 1 exponent 0, you get 1. If you have 1,000 exponent 0, you'll still get 1. If you have y exponent 0, you're still going to get 1. You should try punching these two into your calculator. Any number or any variable raised to the power of 0 is 1. So this is going to be 1, okay? And then 3 divided by 3, that is x exponent 1, and then plus 1. You can leave it like this, or you can just simply say x plus 1. So you are done. So let's simplify now the square roots, okay, of 0,03 x exponent 8 plus 0,01 x exponent 8. Now don't be scared of this exponent 8. It's actually quite a simple question, okay? Now what you should see is that these are actually like terms. And how can you see that these are like terms? They have the same variable, which also have the same exponent. So x exponent 8 is present in both terms, so you can then use your calculator. 0.03 plus 0.01, you're supposed to get 0,04 x exponent 8. Okay, and then from there you're going to use the rule that we were using from the previous example, but it's going to be slightly different. So it's the square root of 0.04 x exponent 8. So you're going to say the square root of 0,04 on your calculator, okay? And then the square root of x exponent 8. So this is exactly the same as that. So you use your calculator, you find the square root of 0.04. You're supposed to get 2 over 10. This is what you get on your calculator, and then times this x exponent 8 will then be divided by 2. Now 2 divided by 10 is the same as saying 0,2. Okay? And then times x exponent 4. 0.2 times x exponent 4, that is simply 0,2 x exponent 4. Okay, so now simplifying again, 2d squared times e, all of that raised to the power of 2. Divide everything by 4 times d exponent negative 3 times e exponent negative 2. Raise everything to the power of negative 1. Now this is actually easy if you break it down into simple steps, okay? So over here we have 2 exponent 1, we have d exponent 2, we have e exponent 1, okay? We have 4 exponent 1, we have d exponent negative 3, we have e exponent negative 2. Now what you should simply do first is multiply these exponents with each exponent inside of the term, okay? So it's going to be, let me use a different marker so you guys can see. So it's going to be 2 times 1, which is then going to be 2 exponent 2. And then it's going to be 2 times 2, which is d exponent 4. And then 2 times 1, it's then going to be e exponent 2. Divide everything, okay? Negative 1 times 1, that's negative 1, okay? Negative 1 times negative 3, that is a positive 3. And then negative 1 times negative 2, that is a positive 2. Now from here what we can do is we can try to simplify everything now. Okay, so we have 2 squared, which is simply 4 using a calculator, times d exponent 4 times e exponent 2, all of that divided by 4 exponent negative 1 times d exponent 3 times e exponent 2. Now let's again look at each of these terms. We're dealing with everything step by step. So this e exponent 2 and this e exponent 2, they're going to cancel each other out because they are the same. It's on the numerator and on the denominator. Okay, and then from here we are using division, and the laws of exponents say when you're dividing the terms, it's going to be 4 exponent 1 over here, obviously. You're going to then subtract the exponents. So in division, you subtract the exponents. So it's going to be 1 minus negative 1 times d exponent 4 minus 3. So it's going to be 4 exponent 1 minus negative 1 is going to be 1 plus 1 times d exponent 1. 1 plus 1, that is simply 2. So it's 4 squared times d. And then finally it's going to be 4 squared. If you punch on the calculator, it's 16 d. This is a slightly different one. We're simplifying for 4 marks, but don't be scared of the mark allocation. Okay, so again, just do everything step by step. So 2 is outside, x plus 2 is raised to the power of 2, which simply means it's x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 2. And then minus 2 into, we're going to use what we call our FOIL method. So let me just, it's our FOIL method. Let me write it over here. FOIL method. So we multiply the first terms, the outer terms, the inner terms, and then the last terms. So the first terms are x times x, which is simply x squared. The outer terms is x times 2, which is positive 2x. You're then going to multiply the inner terms, 1 times x, which is positive x. And then you're going to multiply the last term, so it's 1 times 2, which is positive 2. And then from here, you're going to do the same thing again. You're going to use the FOIL method. So 2 multiplied by x times x, that is x squared, okay? X times 2, that is positive 2x. 2 times x, that is positive 2x. 2 times 2, that is positive 4. You close the brackets. Minus 2 into, they are like terms, 2x plus x, so it's x squared plus 3x plus 2, okay? On this side, they are also like terms, it's x squared plus 4x plus 4 minus. Now from here, you're going to multiply 2 with every term inside of the brackets, okay? So negative 2, and let me use another marker so you can see this again. Negative 2 times x squared, that is negative 2x squared. Negative 2 times 3x, negative 6x. Negative 2 times positive 2, that is negative 4, okay? And then moving on from there, we're going to deal with this side. So it's 2 times x squared, which is 2x squared. 2 times positive 4x, it's positive 8x. And then we have 2 times positive 4, which is positive 8. And then minus 2x squared minus 6x, and then minus 4. Okay, Now we have to check again if we have any like terms again, and we do. We have this 2x squared minus 2x squared. They're going to cancel each other out. It's going to be 0. And then we have 8x minus 6x, which is basically 2x. And then we have 8 minus 4, which is positive 4. So we have simplified this complicated looking thing into 2x plus 4, and then you are done. So you should factorize completely 2 into a minus b plus a for 3 marks, okay? So we can see that there's an a minus b here, and over here we have a negative b plus a. So somewhere along the lines we have to try and make these two look the same. So let's try changing this into a minus b. So it's 2 into a minus b. Let's change the order of this into plus a minus b. Okay, and then from here we can use a method which we call grouping. So we haven't changed anything here before I carry on. We just rearranged the order of these two variables. So we change to plus a minus b. From here we can then group this together, okay? Now let's look at this properly. There's an a minus b here, there's an a minus b here, which means a minus b is the common factor, okay? This is basically one term since we've put them both in brackets. So it's one term here, one term here. So we have a minus b as our common factor. Now on this side we have 2 into a minus b. We're dividing it with our common factor, which is a minus b again. These two are going to cancel each other out, and then we're going to be left with positive 2. Okay? And then we also have a minus b on this side. You divide it with the common factor, which is a minus b. A minus b divided by a minus b is simply 1. So it's going to be positive 1. And then a minus b times 3. And then you factorize this completely. Let's solve for x for 2 marks, which is a topic that most students ace. So 4x minus 10 is equal to 6. Our goal is to leave x on its own, so let's then say 4x. This negative 10 across the equal sign is going to be 6 plus 10. Okay, it was negative and then became positive. 4x is equal to 6 plus 10, that is simply 16. Okay, from here, remember we said our goal is to leave x alone because we're trying to solve for x, not 4x. So we then from here divide by 4 on both sides. Because remember, this is an equation. What you do to the left hand side, you do to the right hand side. So it's going to be x is equal to 4. And then you're done. Now this is slightly longer. 3x minus 10, all of that divided by 2 is equal to 2x. Minus 5, all of that divided by 3. Okay, it's not difficult again. We'll do it step by step. We have a denominator of 2, a denominator of 3. So it's division. Okay, divide by 2, divide by 3. And the opposite of division is multiplication. So in order for us to get rid of this denominator of 2, we have to multiply both sides by 2, okay? And to get rid of this 3, we multiply both sides by 3. So it's going to be 3x minus 10. We are going to cross multiply. So it's going to be 3 times 3x minus 10 and 2 times 2x minus 5. So 3x minus 10, you're going to multiply by 3 is equal to 2 multiplied by 2x minus 5, okay? And then you're going to multiply this 3 with each term in the bracket, so it's 3 times 3x, which is 9x, okay? 3 times negative 10, that is negative 30, is equal to 2 times 2x, that is 4x, 2 times negative 5, that is negative 10. Now remember, our goal is to leave x alone in this scenario. So let's take positive 4x across the equal sign. 9x minus 4x. Okay, let's take this positive 30 to this side. So let's take this negative 30 and it's going to become positive. So it's going to be positive 30 minus 10. And then 9x minus 4x, that is 5x. 30 minus 10, that is 20. But remember, we are trying to solve for x, not 5x. So we divide both sides by 5. X is equal to 20 divided by 5, that is simply 4. So let's solve for x for 2 marks. X squared is equal to 4. So there's two main methods that you can use. So we have method 1, okay? And then we have method 2. Alright, so for method 1, it's a slightly quicker method, okay? So it's x squared is equal to 4. Now remember, we're trying to solve for x. What you can simply do for method 1 is introduce the square roots here, because we're trying to get rid of exponent 2. And remember, since it's an equation, what you do to the left, you also do to the right hand side. Okay, so the square roots cancels the exponent 2, so it's going to be x is equal to, the square root of 4 is simply plus or minus 2. So this is the value or the answers of x. So x is equal to 2 or x is equal to minus 2. This was method 1. Now method 2 is also easy, but it slightly involves a few steps. So it's x squared is equal to 4 again. We take this positive 4 across the equal sign. It's going to be x squared minus 4 is equal to 0. Okay, and then from there, what can we do is we can see that this is actually a difference of 2 perfect squares. So we're going to have 2 brackets is equal to 0. So this x squared is going to be broken down to x and x. This 4 is going to be plus 2 and minus 2. Then from there you can equate both of these to 0. So x plus 2 is equal to 0, or x minus 2 is equal to 0. And then finally you're going to say x is equal to, take this positive 2 across the equal sign. It's going to be negative 2, or x is equal to positive 2. So now we have 3x exponent 5 is equal to 96 for 2 marks, okay? Now again, our goal is to leave x alone, so let's divide both sides by 3, okay? And then from there, we're going to have x exponent 5 is equal to 96 divided by 3, we got 32 using our calculators, okay? And then from here, we can use again 2 methods. So method 1 and method 2. So with method 1, what we can do is we can introduce the 5th roots. Remember, we had the square roots, now we have the 5th roots. So we introduce the 5th roots on both sides. This 5th root is going to cancel this exponent 5, and then we're going to be left with x is equal to, the 5th root of 32 is simply 2. We're done. This is method 1. With method 2, you can use the laws of exponents. Okay? Using the laws of exponents, we have to try to make the bases the same or the exponents the same in order for us to solve this. So what do I mean? X exponent 5 is equal to, this 32 in an exponential form, it's 2 exponent 5. Now since the exponents are the same, it means the bases are the same. We can equate the bases. So it's then x is equal to 2. And then you're done.